Hello and welcome back to a mini episode. I'm actually out in the shed and I'll explain why in just a moment. But I'm still very much in the midst of that busy fortnight that I mentioned last week. You see, last week was all about fitting things in. Fitting a Soup's Eye View video in on Monday, getting lots of meetings and work and editing for work done, and basically making it so that this week I had enough time to do what I need to do. You see, tomorrow I'm flying to Munich via Düsseldorf. On Wednesday I'm lecturing in Munich in the evening, and then on Thursday I'm flying back to the northeast of England via Paris, with an hour stopover in Düsseldorf and Paris respectively. So this week I simply had no time because the time's taken up by travelling for the most part. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be fun, I can't wait to do it, but it's been a really busy couple of weeks. So I'm out in the shed today because I couldn't quite fit in the video I had planned to make today, and that is a bit of an overview of my favourite pinball computer games and my favourite pinball game of all time. And I think I'll do that on Friday, hopefully, if I have time, after I get back on Thursday. But I thought I could fit in today a little bit of a life lesson that I've recently been enacting. First of all, I've been back in the shed more recently, sort of clearing up, making things. For example, the past couple of days I made this here, a mini meadow sign, because, well, we've decided to have a mini meadow. Essentially not cutting part of the lawn out the front and letting the bees and the butterflies have their way in that little square. And so, of course, it needed a sign. So I got a chunk of wood with some nice bark on it, engraved it, painted it, screwed it to a nice post, and, well, there you have it, mini meadow. So I've been making things, but I've also been solving problems. You see, I love my shed, I really do. I also love my workbench. It's a brilliant workbench, a nice solid metal frame. I replaced the worktop myself when I first got it, and it's perfect for my needs. But the workbench in the shed is not perfect. You see, the floor isn't flat, and one day I'm going to replace the floor, hopefully later this year, but for years now that's been a recurring problem. The workbench wobbles when I use it, and if I'm filing a piece of metal like a trowel to make a bottle opener, that means that I'm putting all that energy into moving the bench. I'm not actually shaping the metal, I'm just moving the workbench. It's very, very annoying, and for years now I've been trying to solve this problem by putting a little bit of wood underneath that right hand leg. And well, that was working, but it would sort of wibble its way out, and eventually the whole thing would start wobbling again, and it's a bit of a pain. I decided though a few days ago to just dive in and just solve the problem. So I got a big sheet of wood, cut it to roughly A4 size, put it underneath the leg, and now no matter how much this table moves, it's not going to come off that sheet. It's going to stay stable, it's not going to wobble, and it's a tiny little change that makes such a huge difference to my quality of life. And it's just brilliant to be able to just sort of wibble the table and not have it move. It's great. Now that may sound small, it's not the most impressive life lesson as it were, but it very much reflects something that me and my wife have been trying to do with our lives and in the house over the past couple of years. If you can put something away, put it away as soon as possible. If you can make a drawer or find a storage solution for something, do it, and make sure that you use it, and that way you're not going to waste your time and get frustrated just with the physicality of finding things and tripping over things and losing things in everyday life. And that also actually feeds back into, for example, my collecting of computer games and comics and that sort of thing. Just being a bit more organised, taking the time to be organised now so that you're not regretting it down the road. I don't know if that's useful for you. You probably already know this life lesson, but it's something which I think we've always known. I've always known it's a good idea to be organised, but sometimes it just feels like a bit too much effort, you know. But I promise you, it's worth the effort. It just improves just how you feel about things. And in my case, I'm going to be out here more making things and hopefully making videos about making things. And it's all down to just making the decision to find a solution to the problem, not a quick fix, if you see what I mean. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox and get on with my day. Hopefully see you guys on Friday, but as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye bye.